My Hero Academia.
Heroes Rising.
Yes, I did see this movie in theaters just last week. Took me a little while to get a review out on this because holy hell, does life rain on you sometimes. And yeah, when it rains, it pours. So getting to this now, I'm a little bit removed from when I first watched it, and I thought about what this movie really was. To me, as a My Hero Academia anime fan, I have no knowledge of the manga outside of what one of my friends, Zane Kopage, if you remember from Geek Domination days, had kind of let me in on when we were in this movie. And the reason why he talked about it was because this movie is set almost what he said 2 seasons worth in the future. So there are things here that are little leaps of logic for those fans that have just been watching even to where the show is at to this date. So you would be a little confused that, you know, you've got Midoriya using a new move with his fingers. That's kind of like a distance type move, and it's like I don't remember when he had the little clickety clack and then he was doing this. I don't remember when he started getting into that, you know. And there's some abilities that are here that you didn't see from other students that have now done other new things with their abilities, even if they're not crazy leaps of logic. So, for example, Todoroki. You know, it is weird. It is weird to come into this setting and just be like, oh, I guess we're there now. Okay, so that's the first thing that kind of separates you from the film. The secondary thing is that the action, while awesome, is so over the top sometimes that even by anime standards, I'm like, what is happening? There is a scene in here where some like powers are going off, and though I know these moments are super cool in the show, whether it's because of the way they were animated or drawn or something here, it's just kind of like explosions and nonsense for explosions and nonsense's sake. It's just like, whoa, what is happening? There's so much going on in these frames sometimes that it's just like, okay. And there's some things not explained behind those frames that lead you to be detached as well. It's just like, X, Y, or Z happens, you have to be along for the ride for that. And a lot of that is in parts due to the connection between Bakugo and Izuku. Though the best thing about the movie is, at one hand, their relationship. Some of the worst moments in the movie is also their powers and like some of the leaps in logic to make them do certain things. Like, the setup is kind of interesting. The execution is sometimes not so much, except for a few succinct moments. I just don't want to spoil it. It's hard to talk about without going into super details. But suffice it to say, I did like the moments where the humor of Bakugo style of thinking and the humor of Deku style of thinking kind of mesh and collide, but then also create something new from it. And that concept is really cool, super interesting, and I like that. But it just doesn't hold up for it all the time. And it doesn't hold up with all of the characters. The characters are just kind of here. They're ensemble cast, and they're just kind of hanging out to kind of support the storyline between Bakugo and Izuku. And these two kids that are kind of in the foreground a lot for a lot of the plot. And one of them is this small kid that is super cute, has an awesome power, and the best moment of the movie is when Izuku literally says one of the opening lines from the show that now he gets to say to a younger kid when he heard it as a younger kid from his mentor. So it's cool seeing that baton pass start to be moved in a new position from now, you know, All Might to Midoriya, and now Midoriya to this kid. That baton pass moment is awesome. It's super cool. So that kind of stuff is really heartwarming and awesome. But again, it's just so much is going on here that you have no connection to if you're coming in from the anime. I hear manga fans might have a slightly different opinion on that, and it sounds like they understand more with these vestiges. And I'm literally only going to say that, no more. They seem to understand that way more than I do, and a lot of it was just like, oh, I guess that's a thing now. And some new characters. Oh, I guess that's a thing now. And a lot of what the evil group is doing behind the scenes is kind of revealed here, which is kind of a bit of a spoiler. So yeah, take it or leave it. Coming down to brass tacks, when you look at this movie as a movie, I can't help but think it's not as great as the previous My Hero Academia outing, even if some select moments are better and they stand out more than the previous My Hero Academia outing. I think objectively I have to give this a 6 out of 10. It's not to say that it's a terrible movie, it's a lot of style and not so much substance necessarily. And maybe it's just because I don't understand all the connections yet, but it's just a lot thrown at you for a lot to be thrown at you. You know, it is. And I will say this, I may have also had a disjarring experience from the movie environment too, because I saw this in freaking 4DX at a Regal cinema, and oh my god, terrible. I go to movies to be into the movie, and for 4DX supposedly getting you into the movie and swooping you around in these chairs that like have a y-axis and an x-axis and all this shit, and then water being thrown in your face, it's like leaking from the ceiling, mist in your eyes, and you're like, okay, this is just stupid at this point. And then there's like smoke, but the smoke is right in front of the projector at the bottom of the theater. And you're just like, well, isn't it supposed to be like through all the halls? No, it just blocks up the screen. So you're like, okay, great, that's an awesome thing. The screen is small and the sound is not that great either. So that's a problem. I can see better movies and better quality environments anywhere else, and it super takes you out of the experience, so that might be a part of it. 4DX sucks, don't see 4DX movies. Anyway, that's my thoughts on My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising, and as well, 4DX experiences in general. Don't do them. Bad idea. Thanks for watching my review here, and you can always check out more on our page on YouTube, Facebook, or you can check out our podcast over on some of the podcasting streaming services near you. We just got done talking about Harrison Ford, and man, that was a blast. So stay tuned here for more, and let's go watch what's written.